Start off by removing this panel right behind the door handle here, using your non-marring flat panel plastic removal tool. Start from the back and roll it forward, like so. And then beneath that's going to be one Phillips head screw. Using your panel or your hands, pull out this little window switch mechanism and unplug all the connectors. It's probably easier to get like a tool I have and just wedge it underneath and pull it forward. Next, pull this piece off, this armrest piece off. A little plastic dongle right there, just kind of turn it sideways and pull straight out. And then remove two Phillips screws from the area. Remove this top tweeter piece just by pulling straight out. It has one clip on it, one pressure fitted clip. And then start at the bottom of the door and pull outwards to remove all the pressure fitting clips. And just keep working your way up until you get to the top. And then you should be able to lift up on the door to get off of the track. Remove these levers from the door by pulling outwards and lifting up. Then pull out the small plug for the light. Then remove four bolts, 10 millimeter, from the speaker. And then pull the speaker straight out. Just press down the tab right there and pull outwards to release that Molex plug from the speaker. It looks like a 6.5 or 6 3/4. So any 6.5 or 6 3/4 speaker will fit in there with the adapter. I'll show you later in the video on where you can get them, and also the speaker harnesses or speaker adapter for the speaker. If you have any of these white plastic pressure fitted clips stuck in the door, go ahead and use this panel removal tool and just pull them out and put them back in the door. Here I'm using a tool that tests the polarity for the speakers. It's a little like speaker popper basically. It's by Pack. I'll leave a link in the description below. But basically it powers the speaker with a 9-volt battery and pops it. And if it pops inwards, I basically had the polarities incorrect. And if it pops outwards, then I know it's the correct polarity. So that's how I test it. And that little tool right there, it lets me know if it's in polarity acoustically. This is the rear door. It's basically the same as the front, but there is an extra little clip in the back of this one that I'll show you. After this video, I'll show you how to put the door panel back on. And also at the end of the video, I'll also have the wiring color code schematics for the car speakers, like which one's positive, which one's negative, front, rear, tweeters and everything. So, and also what parts you need if you want to install new speakers. And if you also need the info for how to remove the factory stereo so you can put a new stereo in, I had that video also. I'll make it part of the playlist. Yeah, so that clip in the back, it just comes straight out, as I'll show you here. So same thing from the bottom, work your way outwards and then up, and then pull straight out, and you'll see a little clip in the back there. So in the front doors, I showed you how to remove this little ball and to pull it out, but you could also remove the whole entire door handle if you wanted to. So that piece right there is a piece, that little clip right there. To put it back on, just push it straight onto it. no need to lift up or down on it. Just push it straight onto it, and then use your hands to push in the rest of the door and make sure all the clips are seated correctly. So here's the tweeter removal process. Make sure you're using a flat panel, non-marring tool like this from Snap-on. Put it into the soft area of the dash and then pull up on the grill. It's real simple. Now, with this part right here, if you have a 10 millimeter deep socket, it makes it much easier for clearance, because if you put an extension on it, it's just too tall. So to make this easier on yourself, if you have a deep 10 millimeter socket, it's much easier. Here I'm doing with the normal one though. That's why it looks a little harder than usual. But once you get it loose, just use your fingers and untighten the rest of it. It makes it much easier than cranking all day on this bad boy. So. And these speakers have 4 wires going into them. It's kind of confusing, but if you're installing new tweeters, I recommend buying the speaker adapter. It makes life much easier when installing these new speakers for this little area. Because they run in parallel with the door speakers basically. See, there's 4 pins. It kind of comes into the tweeter and then runs down into the door. So, but just if you buy those adapters from, I found them on eBay. I couldn't find any on Amazon, which is really strange, but only eBay had them. I think they're like homemade by people or something like that. So I'll leave a link in the description below where you can purchase those and what they look like. This is a 4-ohm tweeter, just so you guys are aware. It's stamped on there somewhere. So here is the wiring diagram, the polarity codes and all that, just so you guys know what to tap into or put on your new speakers so they're in polarity. Because if they're out of polarity, you're going to have a problem with bass response and it's just going to sound funky. So make sure you follow that correctly when wiring your new speakers up. So if you flip your tweeter upside down, the exact same way I have it, the 2 pins on the right are negative and the 2 pins on the left are the positive pins. This makes it easier than the diagram I had before for the tweeters, at least, because it's kind of confusing. So here's the adapter for the speakers in the door, not the tweeters, but the door. I'll put a link in the description area below so you can purchase those. Makes wiring a little bit easier for you. A little closer look. So here's an adapter for the speakers. Although this one's for a 6x9, so I'll also leave a link for one that's 6.5 adapter. 6x9 sound great in the doors, but the only problem is they don't have very many component speakers that are 6x9 and tweeters, so you kind of limit it to what you can buy on the internet. So I'll also put a link to the 6.5-inch adapter for this. Now here's the adapter for the tweeters. I really recommend buying these. It makes it so much easier. It basically takes the 2 positives and the 2 negatives and then bridges them together for a tweeter. To me, they look kind of like homemade, but they serve their purpose. So thank you for watching, and make sure to check out my channel for other videos like how to install amplifiers, how to install speakers, and just general info on car audio. Thank you.